Hello and welcome to DIY EV Mods. Today we are back at the Ford dealership. On the previous video I had said that I thought that I needed to have this battery completely pulled out to get this top off. Turns out I was wrong. The only thing holding it on was this sealant here. I looked at my old case from the first battery that I tore apart and noticed that, so I came back down here, popped this off. Really didn't take much, and then I replaced this right here with the module from the old battery pack. Dealership said that the BECM, which is this piece right here, wasn't talking to the car, so I thought maybe if I just replaced the BCEM that came with the batteries with the BECM that came from the original car, that maybe they would start talking to each other. So that's what I did. Had the Ford dealership take another look at it, and they still could not get the BECM to communicate with the car. So that is the end of this project. There's not going to be anything else that I can do other than ordering batteries from Ford and having them installed. There are other companies that say that they can do the same thing, refurbished ones, but after what I've been through, I don't trust any of those refurbished ones. These ones were used out of a wrecking yard, and they're not communicating. There's nothing really else that I can think of to do other than like buying new batteries or batteries from an outfit that remanufactures them and reprograms the batteries, and that's just out of the price range for this car. I mean, you're talking $15,000 to have that done, and I only bought this car for $6,000 a few years ago, and then put like $4,500 I think I paid for these used ones. So there's just too much money wrapped up in this car to try to justify $15,000 for some newer batteries. $15,000 I could go get a newer electric vehicle or a hybrid. It's just not worth it. So what I'm going to do today is the battery teardown video that I should have done when I first had these batteries pulled out, the original batteries from this car. So the first thing I'm going to start with, I'm going to try to do as little as possible, but I definitely need to take this out. This is the interlock. These need to come off. This is your main positive and negative for the high voltage system. And then I'm going to take this communication wire off here, and then that will separate the high voltage system from the car. And then I can start working on pulling all this off. I know how to do it from the previous time that I did this. Like I said, I just didn't think to record it, so I'm open to kind of make amends with the YouTube community by recording this teardown, and might be interesting to see if it's actually possible with this battery still in the car. Obviously the one underneath the car, it's not possible to pull the batteries out while it's still in the car, but it'll be a fun experiment to see if it can be done in the car with this one. So that's what I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to need to do is pull all these modules. Well, obviously after I remove all this that I previously talked about, when I start working on this part, I'm going to have to remove all these modules here. This here is where all your positive and negative leads are for the battery cells themselves. And then on the back side here, I don't know if you can see this, this is all of our cooling. You can see these ones are still in good shape, unlike the previous ones where all of these cells had expanded and pushed these holding clips that hold these cooling tubes together, they're still all intact. So this is going to be hopefully a good teardown video for everyone to see how to tear this upper pack on the Ford Focus Electrics. So I'm gonna get started on that, and I will try to if I remember, if I don't get ahead of myself, I will show you step by step after I've done everything. So I'm gonna get started. Okay, here it is. You can see I removed the disconnect and the two the positive and negative cable for the main power to the battery, or to the rest of the car. The modules are off. That was just, you know, simple nuts. Take them off. So you can see all the battery cells underneath here. What I'm going to work on. I love this thing. It makes it really easy to pop these off. Get all this wiring out of the way so I can see what I'm dealing with here. Like I said, I have done this once before, but that does not make me an expert. I got to remember everything that I did, which is part of the reason I wish I had recorded it the first time, because then all I have to do is just go back to that video and see what I did, and if there was anything I did wrong, I could not do it wrong on this teardown, but I failed to. So now I'm working on getting all of these wires here disconnected, so that way I can see, because obviously there's this plastic piece here that's holding all this wiring, and then there's this metal bar here which looks like it's holding down the battery. It's just metal bar, plastic attached to here. So just trying to get all this wiring out of the way. Oh, there we go, that one. Okay, these look like balance leads for the batteries. They're connecting. Yeah, these are all balance leads for the main BMS. Okay, so that frees this up. So yeah, it looks like I just need to remove these four. Looks like there's a wiring. Let's see if I can remove this. There we go. And that's, yeah, that looks like it's a harness. That's all for the BMS, the main BMS. These are all your balance leads. Okay, so yeah, just remove these four, and this plastic piece should come right off. Oh, it's also holding in that plastic. This is a metal bar, brass underneath. It attaches one side of the pack to the other, I'm assuming, if I remember right. So, okay, let's see. What size? Must be a 10. There we go. Sorry, horrible filming there. So that should allow me to take this off. Oh, looks like I've got a couple. Let's see. Get this here. That's going to come off. Looks like we got something connected here. Right down in here. Oh, maybe that just goes underneath. I can't tell. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I need 2 hands for this. Looks like I gotta pull this off because the balance leads are coming through here, not allowing me to take this off. So I need 2 hands. I'm gonna set you down and pull that off. Okay, so that is off. There was these little plastic clips all around the sides that were still holding it down, but I was able to finagle those off. So now I'm gonna take this bar off here and see. I can't remember if this is attached to this bottom part here with like a tack weld or not. So I'm going to take these nuts off and see what's going on. Looks like we do have a little bit of bulging on this battery already. So who knows how long these batteries would have even lasted if I would have got them working. I think I'm going to take these balance leads off first, get this wiring out of the way, and then I'm going to take these bolts off and see if this top piece just comes off, or if it kind of feels like it's on there though, like it's being held together by more than just that nut. But we'll take that off and I'll let you know. Okay, so I got these balance leads off, wiring's out of the way. I was right, I took these off, and these top parts aren't budging at all. So I'm gonna have to start getting towards the bottom here. I believe the hold downs are underneath here, and I don't know if I'm even gonna be able to get to them with this piece in the way. They're down, I want to say they're down in there, but we'll see. I'm gonna take this piece off first. Maybe if I can get just one side off, I can kind of bend this up, and then like rotate the batteries out. There's hold downs. I don't know if you can see down in there. There's bolts down there that hold these down to hold the batteries down on one side. So I should be able to, hopefully I'll be able to slide them out. So yeah, I'm going to take this off. These are contactors for the battery. I'm going to see if I can just remove this whole thing. You can see the bolts at the corners. Just pull this all up at once. Just remove all of these, all this wiring, and see where that gets me. Okay, I almost have this piece out, but I wanted to show this before I forgot. So you see this little slot right here. I had to slide this this piece of brass through it. Kind of reminds me of like an amp clamp or something, so that it could like know what the battery's drawing or something. I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't remember that from my first teardown. So I wanted to show you that, just so that you'd be aware, and like I said, I think it's kind of interesting that they did that. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm about to finish getting this out and see if I can see the clamps, see the bolts that are holding this clamp down. Okay, so here it is off. I had to pull it forward through here to get it out, and I found, looking at it, so here is the three bolts that hold this down. But what I find interesting is this wasn't on the 2013. There's this extra rod. I don't know if you can see this. There's an extra rod right here with an extra bolt right here, which is, I'm thinking maybe Ford realized that their batteries were popping apart, so they added this extra rod to try to hold them together. That's what I'm thinking, because like I said, these batteries are out of a 2018, and when I did the 2013 battery teardown, it did not have this. So this must be something Ford added to try to mitigate the issue of these coming apart. At least they were thinking, they were trying to fix the issue. I don't know if that did ever fix the issue. Obviously I'll never know, because these batteries just aren't going to work. But you can see that, this one here is already starting to bulge. You can see that right there. So whether this would have held up and made it so that these lines didn't start popping apart, I'll just never know. That's too bad, but at least they were trying to fix the issue. They saw the issue and they were trying to fix it. So yeah, I'm gonna work on trying to get this off. I don't think I even have a tool to get that out. I don't know if it's like a 12 point or what, but that might be an issue. And then but I definitely can get these out, try to get this, and then work on getting this out so I can get this bracket moved up, and seeing about getting these batteries out of here. Okay, so yep, these are out. This is out. Actually, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I did these bottom ones first, and then I was like, oh, that probably put all the pressure on this one, and I shouldn't have done that. Should have done this one first. But it was actually really easy. I just grabbed a standard, where is it? Yeah, I just grabbed this, grabbed on it and just twisted it, and it came right off. I thought it was going to be a lot harder to get that off, so let's see what happens if I try to pull up on this. Oh yeah, there's pressure on it. Okay. I might have to use a pry bar. I don't like prying on the plastic, but okay, that's coming. There we go. So, oops, you probably missed all of that. So now the bracket's out. Now I got left are all these batteries here. So what I need to do now is take off all of these bolts and disconnect the batteries from each other. And then all of these bolts down here that clamp the battery in place, I gotta get those out, which might be easier said than done because some of this plastic looks like it's pushing out away from. Oh, I should remove all these. Yeah, I need to remove all this wiring. That'll make it easier to get to everything. And then I guess I should have gloves on. Uh-oh. Don't want that. that's what it looks like if you want to see the inside of that. But yeah, with all this wiring and everything out of the way, I think it'll be a lot easier to get to these bolts down here that clamp this in place. So I don't want to work on that, and looks like I'm gonna have to remove these hoses. I was trying to get away with not removing these hoses, but it looks like I'm gonna have to move these hoses and take these two bolts out to get this piece out of the way. But that's fine, because I brought a little jug to put these into to collect the antifreeze. So that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to get all of these disconnected and get this off of here, so I can get to these bolts and get them off. Once these are off and these clamps are out of the way, I'm going to try to slide these batteries out. Oh yeah, I've got to disconnect all this stuff too, which on the other one was easy. I just kind of, oh yeah, you see, you can just push on it. I think I just used a screwdriver last time and just pulled them all out. So I'm gonna work on that, and I will show you what it looks like when it's done, because I don't think y'all want to watch me work. It's kind of boring and frustrating, and I know I wouldn't want to look at it, so don't expect you to. And we have a casualty. I was trying to pull on this to see what was behind it, and I pulled a little bit too hard and broke this little clip that goes through. I guess not a clip, it's a housing and harness, whatever you want to call it, for where the coolant lines come through into here, and well, it broke. So oops, but it's not like I'm going to be reusing this anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But if you're tearing this apart to rebuild it, put it back together, don't do that. Oops. But yeah, now it's nice and easy to get to these bolts that hold these clamps down, at least. So I can just got to remove all these wiring, continue moving and getting all of these out of the way. And it's this one at the end might be a little difficult to get to. Might just have to, oh well, I can get to it with an end wrench, it'll be fine. Just got to be careful that I don't touch it to this, because I don't know if this side here is going to be a positive or a negative. Actually, I think it's marked. Oh yeah, it's a negative, so I'll be okay. I still want to be careful, but it is a negative, so if I do accidentally touch this to this, it's not gonna fry me. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to that and show you what I get after everything is all disconnected. Okay, so I've got all of the wires disconnected. I got most of these off. I think these ones here are left, but I noticed these bars. I couldn't remember if these bars were one solid bar, but it looks like it's just individual bars. So I pulled this off, you know, 3 bolts down here at the bottom, and look at that, they are free-ish. So I just gotta pull them out and start working on the rest of them. Once this one is out, they should all be able to slide out and come right out. So I'm gonna get these ones out of the way, then I'm gonna start working on the rest of these. Oh, looks like I'm still connected there. Work on getting the rest of these out. Pull this tray off of here, because underneath here is another set of batteries down below all this that you can't see right now, because they're underneath the car. So I'm gonna work on getting these out, and I will get back to you. Okay, this is what we're left with. Batteries are all out, and it looks like we've got some Torx bits here that's gonna hold this plate down. I bent this down a little bit here so I could access these other 3 bolts or nuts that hold the other side of the hold down bracket on for the batteries. So I'm gonna take those off, take these Torx bits out and hopefully pull this plate right off here. So I'm gonna get to it and I will get back to you. And there we go. Took those Torx bits out, and there are our remaining, looks like 4 batteries. A little smaller battery here, and then 3 larger batteries. We are almost done with this teardown, other than tearing down the case, but I'm just gonna leave the case in the car. Car's gonna go away. Yeah, I'd imagine that honestly, I wasn't sure that this was even possible, so I'm just kind of floored. I'm happy that it is possible, but I am surprised. It looks like a cooling manifold right there. Might be able to take that off so I can get, oh, I should just move it out of the way. There we go. Move it out of my way. That's for cooling, obviously. But I've got to get, I don't know if you can see that bolt in the corner, but I've got these 3 bolts here on this side to get off. I don't see matching bolts on this side, but I'll take these bolts off and see if I can pry on these bars to get this to pop off, and then get these off, and then I should be able to get the hold down bolts in the front here if I can get these this wiring harness out of here. I might, like I did on the other battery that I didn't record, I ended up having to, because this little bottom part is like a tray and it actually comes up out of this tub, and if I might have to do that, and if I do, I'll have to come back because I didn't bring a jack or anything, but I just go up from underneath, loosen up all the bolts, and then basically jack the batteries up out of this hole here. So, but I'm going to try to do it without having to do that now by taking out these bolts here and these bolts here, and all this wiring here, without having to pull it out. So that's what I'm going to work on now, getting all that stuff out, and I will get back to you, see what I come across. Okay, well, I did what I could. I got this popped up. There is that metal bar on this one, just like there was on the top set, and I can't quite reach all of the bolts down and below to loosen up these clamps. I don't know if it's one big one that goes all the way across, or if it's going to be 2 separate ones, or possibly 3 separate ones, probably 2 at the most though. Bars that hold the batteries down, like the top one, but I can't get down there. There's too much stuff in the way. I can't get tools in there to pop this wiring out of the way, so I'm gonna have to go from underneath and jack this little plate, I guess you'd call it, up to access these last 4 batteries so that I can get them taken out. So that's gonna be gonna have to do that on a different day. I didn't bring a jack. I didn't bring I thought about it before I left, but then I forgot to grab it. I'm gonna grab a jack and a piece of wood that can go across, spread the load out, and push these batteries up out of the hole. So that will be the next time I come out here. Might be a few days, might be a few weeks. We'll just have to see. So if you like this part 1 of the teardown, please press the like and subscribe button. I'll try to get part 2 out as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.